What's up, YouTube? You know, with Valentine's Day right around the corner, nothing says romance like cooking an exquisite dish for your Valentine, which can be a very daunting task if you don't know your way around the kitchen. So, I'm going to show you today how simple yet elegant it can be to cook a dish that's going to knock her socks off, or his socks. Let's get started. So here's what you're going to need. 2 filet mignons, and here we're using 6-ounce fillets. 2 lobster tails, 6 to 8 ounce, fresh asparagus. 3 to 4 medium-sized Yukon Gold potatoes. Salt, pepper, smoked paprika. Extra virgin olive oil. And unsalted butter. First, peel the potatoes. Then you're going to want to cut the potatoes into small chunks. It doesn't matter if they're uniform because you're going to mash them anyways. I prefer to cut them into small pieces because that way they cook faster and you get a smoother mashed potato. Fill your pot with cold water a couple inches above the height of the potatoes. Then add a few pinches of salt, and you won't need to turn the heat on just yet. For the asparagus, just drizzle it with olive oil and sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper, and then toss to coat it evenly. For the lobster tail, first you're going to take a sharp pair of kitchen shears and cut the shell right down the middle and stop when you get to the fan part of the tail. Split the shell open and then using your thumbs dig into the shell, separating the meat from the shell. After that, you'll place the meat on top of the shell, and this is important for presentation, which will give the dish some height. Once your lobster tails are prepared, you're going to want to drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, massage it all over the meat and get underneath as well. Sprinkle a pinch of salt and pepper, making sure to get all sides of the lobster meat. Then place the lobster tails on a foil-lined baking sheet. Take your fillets and sprinkle them with salt and pepper generously on both sides. We're going to be baking the lobster tails at 375 degrees, so go ahead and get your oven preheated. We can get the potatoes started by setting that burner to high, and then we'll also get the pan hot for the fillets under high heat as well. Once the pan's hot, you're going to coat the bottom of the pan with vegetable oil. Add your fillets to the pan, and then you can reduce the heat to medium-high. Sear the fillets for 2 to 3 minutes. You want them to form a nice crust on the bottom before you flip them. And then you can turn the heat down to medium. After searing the bottoms of the fillets for another 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to put them into the oven. And at this point you can add the lobster tails as well. Set the timer for the lobster tails for 10.5 minutes. At this point your potatoes should be just about done, so poke them with a fork to make sure they're soft and tender. Use a strainer to strain the potatoes, making sure to get out as much water as possible. When the 10.5 minutes are up, pull out the lobster tails and put the asparagus in the oven. Then you're going to want to switch the setting on your oven from bake to broil on high. We're going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter to the potatoes. Then we're going to sprinkle the smoked paprika on top of the lobster tails, and then top with a pat of butter. Place the lobster tails in the broiler for 3 minutes. Add about 2 tablespoons of milk to the mashed potatoes, and a couple pinches of salt and pepper. Mash the potatoes until they're nice and smooth. If you don't have a masher like you see here, you can always use a mixing bowl and a handheld mixer. When the timer goes off, pull the lobster tails out of the broiler. And at this point, the asparagus should be done as well. You just don't want it to be shriveled and overcooked. And now we're ready to plate. You can take the pan juices and drizzle them on top of the fillets and the lobster tails. And optionally, you can garnish with chopped parsley just for color. Alright, and there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Alright, peace out.